Hi everyone, this is Kathy, the Beartown Stitcher. This is floss tube number 6. So today I have a finally finished object, FFO, and I can show you some progress on what I'm working on, and then I'll show you my fall lineup. So thank you to those of you who have subscribed and those of you who have watched me before and left comments. Appreciate it all. So let's start with my finally finished object. I got it back from framing. I used Michael's. And here's what I did from this book. And this is Vanessa Ann, which, as I understand, is Shepherd's called Shepherd's Bush. And this was I started this in 1982. Yeah. And now I'm finishing it 40 years later. Here is the picture right here. Now notice how it's matted. I started to think matting was kind of dated, kind of old-fashioned, and I didn't want to mat pictures, but I did mat this one. I'll tell you why. And notice how wide the mat is here. Okay, so here's what I did. My mat is narrower. I kind of like how it hugs in close. Okay. And I had to mat it because what I had accomplished when I first started it was just her hair. And I found this piece of fiddler's cloth. I think it's 14 count Ada. Anyway, I had no idea what it was. And it took me a couple years to actually, as I was going through my old books, so I remember now what it was I wanted to start. Well, anyway, it had been, because that's all I had done, the fabric wasn't dirty from being worked on, but it was totally discolored except for a round ring here where the hoop was. And I had it in a wooden hoop. And I don't think the fabric got dirty and discolored. I think the hoop had something in it that caused the fiddler's cloth bleach in a perfect circle. Anyway, so when I took it in to get it framed, I said, please, don't let that white circle show through. Anyway, I thought they did a nice job. I hope it's showing up okay. And I'll tell you how they price things in case you're interested. Each price, I think I said the same thing when I shared the 3 bears that I had done. And that was, anyway, I don't remember who that was by. That doesn't matter. We're not talking about that one. Individually, all these prices seem like a good deal. You add them all up and yeah, it gets a little expensive. So anyway, Michael's always has the 70% off. I took advantage of that. And first of all, to cut the mat, and this is, it's 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 is the exact size. So to cut a mat, and there's no way I was going to cut a circular mat. $7.20 for each, the blue and the here. And then to pin it and stretch it, they charge $6. Worth it to me. And the foam core that they put it on, it's acid-free, was $1.20. That seems like a good deal. And then they use this non-glare masterpiece glass that actually, when she had it just sitting there on the counter, I thought, oh, they didn't put glass on it. I think you do see some glare here because of my lighting and everything and the computer, but it is nice. So that was, did I say $15 for the non-glare glass? And then the frame itself, $39. So that all adds up $92. Anyway, I have it sitting by my little chair where I do my stitching, and it's a good reminder about finishing things. There's something about finishing something that kind of propels you forward to do more, and positively, kind of like losing weight. You lose 5 pounds and then you know, I don't know. Anyway, happy to have accomplished that. Okay, so that's what I finished. Here's my progress. And I've showed you this before. These are Blackbird designs, and it's the Loose Feathers series. And this is Summer Beaming Forth. It is done on 36 count oaken. So this is the first time I've worked on linen. And the first year I wasn't real happy. It's harder. But once you get going, it's okay. I just find I'm not as apt to jump from one part of the pattern to another, just because I have my needle threaded with this color, and now the next spot that I need that color is up here. I don't dare do that. I'm not good enough at counting. But if I just go to the next, keep working close to my last stitches, it's almost like 8 of them. So, okay, here's how far I am. And I mentioned I would like to have this done by September 14th because I have $30 worth of Michael's credit to use that expires then. So there's a good deadline to have. And I've never had Michael's credit before, and I've always shopped there, but say I don't think I've ever spent enough. So there's sort of an offset to that cost of that framing because you're getting a little bit back. So I do have others in this same series. I'll show you these. The Loose Feathers series, She Sights a Bird. And The Light Upon the Lawn. They titled them, they always tell you where the title comes from. So this is from an Emily Dickinson poem. And so is She Sights a Bird. So anyway, I would like to get Summer Beaming Forth. That's the one I'm working on. I'd like to get that done while it's still summer. Okay, I do have a lineup for fall. Where did I put it? Here we are. So I have to decide what I want to work on for fall. And I have all my stuff here around me. I find I'm kind of liking working on something old. It's like a little bit of time travel because I can really pick up on that feeling that I had when I was buying the pattern, planning to stitch it. So it's kind of like a little bit of time travel from 35, 40 years ago. So I'm thinking I might like having 2 projects going at the same time, an old one, and then a current one. So I'll have to see what I choose for my old project. But here's what I have. I have 4 potential fall projects, and I'm going to have to decide which one I want to do. This one is called Harvest Delivery. Okay, Plum Street Samplers. And I'm doing this on 36 count Wren. And I'm doing it with, I found out about this from a stitch along. Obviously I didn't stitch along, but I bought the thread and the fabric and the pattern. I'm good at that part. But it was doing a substitution using Victorian Motto Sampler Shop threads. So here they are. If you've ever ordered from her, you get a lot of thread for not a lot of money. But anyway, she has it all figured how these substitute for DMC. The threads have a little variation, but not a lot. Just slight. That's something I've enjoyed about this one, because this is all done with weeks. And so it's the first piece I've done using fancy floss. And I love watching how the different shading in the floss works its way across the house, and you know, the vines and everything. So that's been fun. Anyway, so that's harvest delivery. See, I don't know. I have nothing started on that one. And then I have this one, which is Plum Street, and it's called Dear Friends. Okay, and I'm doing this on, this has to be some fabric that I had in my stash. It's 18 count Aida. I have started Dear Friends. Let's go. And I'm doing it with all DMC. Anyway, I like these little thread holders. I think I got this one at 123 Stitch. Okay, so I could do Dear Friends. Or I have another one here, and this one is Blackbird, and it's called Patchwork Pumpkin. Isn't that cute? That's pretty small. And also this linen is incredibly tiny. And there's what I have done. Yeah, I noticed my lighting isn't good. I don't know how to, I have to work on. I wasn't planning on learning video production for this. It was just supposed to help me get my my cross stitch projects done. But now I can see that, ooh, I could make these videos a little better. But anyway, in the meantime, Prairie Schooler, When Witches Go Riding. And this is also on a linen. So I guess I have started some things on linen. I just haven't finished anything on linen yet. Hold on. So here's where I am. And see the little kitty thread minder there. Gotta have black cats for Halloween. And also I kitted this up with DMC as well on one of the little thread holders from, I got mine from 123 Stitch. So this was before I bobbinated all my thread. Okay. Now having learned how that hoop discolored my fabric 40 years ago, I would say if I'm going to pack this away and store it for 40 years, probably putting this wood thing next to it wouldn't be a good idea. But anyway, we're going to hope that it's done. It doesn't take me 40 years to finish that. Okay, so that's my lineup for fall. I showed you my framed finish, my work in progress. It's got to be done by the 14th. And that's all I have for you. Please consider subscribing, and thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.